So welcome back to our short mini-series on the IELTS listening exam. This time we look at our third question type, short answers. Short answers is a typical prediction activity. Predicting is when you say what you think is going to happen in the future. An everyday example would be the weather forecast. So will it be sunny or will it be rainy tomorrow? Now the weatherman or the weather lady is not 100% sure. They'll probably be more or less correct in the end. So this is an everyday prediction. Prediction tests if you can predict information and then listen to the audio and see, am I right or am I wrong? It's a little bit like being a scientist doing an experiment and then you check your theory whether it's right or wrong based on the evidence. Let's have a look at the instructions for this short answers activity together. So we have 6 questions from 11 to 16. And the instructions down below. Write no more than 3 words and or a number for each answer. So each answer in this activity you can have 1 word or 2 or 3. You can also have a number in addition to 1 word or 2 or 3 for each answer in this activity. In this exercise we hear a short presentation for students who want to live in the UK. We have 3 questions, and for each question there are 2 answers that you should predict. Let me give you a great tip for prediction activities. When you read the question, underline the key words. So what 2 factors can make social contact in a foreign country difficult? In this case, I would underline factors, social contact, and difficult. Our second question, what types of community group does the speaker give examples of? So in this case, I would underline types of community and examples. And we have a clue here. The first word is given to us, theatre. So something similar to a theatre group. And the last question, in which 2 places can information about community activities be found? In this case, I would underline places, information, and activities. So we'll dive into the activity and let's have a look at the answers together afterwards.
You will hear an extract from a talk given to a group who are going to stay in the UK.
Good evening and welcome to the British Council. My name is John Parker and I've been asked to talk to you briefly about certain aspects of life in the UK before you actually go there. So I'm going to talk first about the best ways of making social contacts there. Now, you might be wondering why it should be necessary. After all, we meet people all the time. But when you're living in a foreign country, it can be more difficult, not just because of the language, but because customs may be different. If you're going to work in the UK, you will probably be living in private accommodation, so it won't be quite so easy to meet people. But there are still things that you can do to help yourself. First of all, you can get involved in activities in your local community. Join a group of some kind. For example, you'll probably find that there are theatre groups who might be looking for actors, set designers and so on. Or if you play an instrument, you could join music groups in your area. Or if you like the idea of finding out about local history, there'll be a group for that too. These are just examples. And the best place to get information about things like this are either the town hall or the public library. Libraries in the UK perform quite a broad range of functions nowadays. They're not just confined to lending books, although that's their main role, of course.
Okay, and here are the answers to this IELTS listening activity. Number 11 was language. Number 12 was customs. Number 13 was music or music group. Both of them are fine. You can have music on its own or music group together. And number 14, local history or local history group. And once again, you can have local history on its own or local history group as 3 words. And for our last question, we needed 2 places where we can find information for our community activities. So number 15 was town hall or the town hall. And number 16, library, singular, or libraries, plural. You could also have public library, public libraries, or finally the public library or the public libraries. And all of those answers will be fine. So you have lots of choice, lots of options for that one. So I hope that you scored 6 out of 6 on this activity, but if you scored 4 or 5 out of 6, that's also a great score for this exercise. Let us know your score in the comments section down below. It would also be very interesting to see what you thought about John Parker's English. So was his accent clear and easy to understand, or did you find it a little bit tricky? Thanks so much for joining me in this IELTS mini lesson today. Our next topic is sentence completion. You can click next on this playlist to get started. And if you're enjoying these lessons and finding them helpful, please click like or subscribe to keep these great lessons free.